Hello, so in this video I'm going to be showing you how to collect your water samples in your basement. So I'm going to be presenting your sample toolkit and what is inside of it. And then I'm going to do a demonstration of two ways to collect your water samples under two different flooding scenarios. Alright, so I'm going to show you your sample toolkit. So remember that you always use everything that we provide in your sample toolkit to collect your samples. Please don't use any of your own personal household products because remember that we are analyzing and collecting heavy metals, which are contaminants. So we don't want you to have any contamination in your own personal household products. So make sure to always use whatever we have in your sample, whatever we provide in your sample toolkit. So first things first, we have your gloves. And remember, you always want to wear your gloves when you're collecting your water samples because we don't want you to get exposed to any of the heavy metals. And then we have your 3 sample bottles. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so here's your 3 sample bottles. And then we have what's called a pipette, and I will show you how to use this under a scenario where you don't have as much flooding in your basement, so the water level isn't that high. And then we also provide you Kimtech wipes, so you can use these wipes to remove any excess water outside of your bottle before putting it in your freezer bag. Okay, all right, so I'm going to demonstrate how to collect and store away your water samples under 2 different flooding scenarios. Okay, so let's say for this scenario, you have a lot of flooded water in your basement. So I'm only using this big container that is filled up with a lot of water for demonstration. But remember that to only use whatever we have in the sample toolkit provided when you're collecting your own water samples. So this big container is for only demonstration purposes. So as you can see, I'm wearing my glove. And if the water level in your basement is very high, all you have to do is just take your sample bottle and then you're just going to rinse the bottle 3 times. And you're going to do this for each bottle every single time, rinsing it 3 times. And then all you have to do is just scoop the water into the bottle. Okay, you're going to fill up at least halfway. You're going to close it. Excuse me. And then you're going to use the Kimtech wipes that we provided. And you're going to use them to just clean off any excess water that is outside of the bottle. Like that, okay? So this is for when there's a lot of flooded water in your basement and the water level is very high. Okay, so let's say under a different scenario, your basement does get flooded with water, but the water level is not high enough to the point where you can just take your bottle and just scoop up all the water, and then it will get filled at least halfway up. And I'm using this plastic container, like I said, for only demonstration purposes. So what will you do? All right, so first things first, this is where you're going to use the pipette that we provide in your simple toolkit. And when you rinse out the bottle, if the basement water is not as flooded or the water level is not as high, you can take your pipette, and the way you use it is you're going to squeeze the top of the tube, then you're going to put it in the water, let go, so that the water reaches to the top of the pipette. And then you're going to rinse out the bottle with the pipette. So kind of just splash all the water inside of the plastic tube. And you're going to keep doing this over and over again until the inside of the bottle gets wet. And you're going to rinse out the you are going to rinse out the bottle 3 times, not do it over and over again. Make sure you just rinse it out 3 times. Okay? So 1, and then 2, and then 3. And then what you're gonna do is you're going to use your pipette. Oops, excuse me. You're going to use your pipette and you're going to fill up each bottle at least halfway up. And if you don't have enough water to fill up each bottle halfway up, that's okay. Just try to fill it as much as you can. And you're going to keep doing this process over and over until your bottle gets filled up at least halfway. Okay? And then once you're done, you close the lid. And then you wipe off any excess water with the Kim wipes provided on the outside of the bottle. Just like that. Okay, so once you're finished collecting your water samples, you're going to put each of your 3 bottles, make sure they are tightly closed, and you're going to put them all in your freezer bag. And remember that you're going to store your samples in a dry, safe area where your children or pets can't reach. Alright, so you're going to store them in this dry, safe area. And then you're going to throw out the Kim wipes, the pipette, and your gloves. And you're going to dispose them into the trash can. Okay? Alright, so that's it on how to collect your water samples. If you have any questions, just please reach out to us on email or phone. Alright, have a good day.